our next speaker, if you would join me now up here, Lieutenant General Nasser Khan Janjua, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great opportunity for me, and I find privileged to interact with a galaxy of such wonderful people on this beautiful morning. I'm here to talk about Pakistan's security environment and its future projections. My issue is that I got an impression as if the majority of people here would be foreigners. So I have actually configured my presentation whereby I am also introducing beautiful Pakistan. So this has a lot of pictorial coverage of Pakistan as well. But when I'm here, I find that sare apne hi behan bhai hain. So, but still it's good to sometime revisit your beautiful country. And that's how I've put it together. And I also thought that I have 30 minutes. Let's see if I can cut it down. Next, please. So when we talk of Pakistan through the prism of security, so we have to see that how are we seen, how are we looked at, but virtually how we are. That means the reality check. What are our security challenges and what are our responses and our future projections? This is somewhere that my talk will be focusing. So this is how we are looked at, that we are a Muslim country, we are suffering of extremism. We are suffering of terrorism, we are a dangerous country, we are insecure. And then we are a nuclear country, and that our nuclear assets can fall in the hands of extremists. And we are a poor country. We have a suffering economy. And also that we are playing a double game in Afghanistan. We are supporting Taliban and the Haqqani network. This is how we are actually, these are the misperceptions about Pakistan. So I thought that I will highlight them and we will face them squarely. But how we are, let's have a reality check. And here I will carry you through the journey of Pakistan, that at least how do we look like, how beautiful we are. So you have to go through some of these pictures and look at your beautiful country. And this is how virtually we are on ground. We're so beautiful, magnificent. We have so many honeymoon resorts. Look at the landscape. This is how we look like. -50. This all is Pakistan. where the lakes are also frozen. Hana Lake, Quetta. That's how we could live in the mountains. Our architecture. We also have a wall like Great China's Wall in Sindh. This is Balochistan. Gwadar. We also have deserts. 50 plus. We have armed forces. We have Air Force. And just the recent pictures. We have a wonderful Navy. This is how our children are beautiful. Our daughters are gorgeous, beautiful. We can play flute. We can dance with the swords. We can dance, we can blow pipe. We can dance with a drum. Yes, we can also play like this. What do we call it? Kikli Kalirdi. We can play marbles. Also this, Gilli Danda. Our families enjoy this. We can ride horses. We can play polo. We can make our horses to dance. We can play buskushi. Bull race. This is our livestock. This is how we can treat our camels. We can play a lot. Hockey, cricket. Yes, we are here also. Our birds are like this. We can have a love affair like this, but we also can be temporarily angry and say we have nothing between us. Look at this picture. This is how our villages are. We don't have double beds in the villages. We carve our decorations. We don't like simple things, we paint them. And we have markets of them. We have buses and trucks like this as if we are going to wed them. We can have embroidered shoes. And we can also be on the ramp. So ladies and gentlemen, that was a part of the reality of our lifestyle, of our beautiful country. We feel that we are misunderstood and also underestimated, while we are correct and we are a very resilient nation. We are acting as a frontline state of the world, rendering sacrifices since last 4 decades, ever since USSR invasion of Afghanistan and 9/11. And both these disastrous events are not of our making. We have got nothing to do with them, but we as a nation continue to suffer and sacrifice. So what am I looking at during my presentation? That I'll just walk you through USSR invasion, some logics, some questions, 9/11, then I'll take you to Karachi, then Balochistan, and then the future projection. And a bit of historic perspective. Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Do we have something to do with it? No. This was none of our doing. But Pakistan became the frontline state of US and the West to save Afghanistan. Pakistan fought along with Afghanistan and saved the sovereignty of Afghanistan. Nobody sent their armies to fight in Afghanistan with the USSR. Who fought? Afghanistan and Pakistan. Our concept of jihad was used, and we were loaded with the funds to open madaris. And that is how the madaris were open and the clergy took the lead. So that was the birth of extremism. So who is responsible for that? Who did that? If Pakistan did not stand with Afghanistan, could there have been an Afghanistan today? If Pakistan did not stand with US and West and instead offered a trade corridor to USSR to reach to warm waters, could US have been a sole superpower today? Was USSR invasion of Afghanistan, was it of Pakistan's doing? No. But Pakistan played a role for the betterment of the world. That is the character and role of Pakistan, which people do not understand. Ladies and gentlemen, USSR dismemberment and hasty abandoning of Afghanistan by the world left behind a huge vacuum, which was unfortunately filled by anarchy, political chaos, brutal intra-tribal wars to grab the power, and there were casualties more than the war. Al-Qaeda and jihadi elements which were flown in once by US got entrenched there. And that is where the monster of terrorism rose. What? Was that our making? Who left the vacuum and unmanaged chaos in Afghanistan? Did we do that? No, we did not do that. And then came 9/11. Was that of Pakistan's doing? Surely no. We again stood with the US and the world against those who inflicted 9/11. Unfortunately, the world fails to acknowledge that Pakistan has always stood for the righteousness, and use of force and massive bombing in Afghanistan injured the society, alienated the general population, and incorrect political dispensation there left no option for Taliban but to resort to picking up of arms and continue the way of fighting. If Talibans were made part of the first elections, would they have been fighting or counting their votes? That was a lost opportunity. Was that our fault? Taliban's galvanized support motivated masses that they have to rid the country from the coalition forces. The use of force and mass bombing injured the whole society, and Taliban continued to get the recruitment. Was that our fault? The Taliban grudged and blamed us that we got them dismembered. And they issued a fatwa, a decree, that jihad is legitimate against Pakistan. Their allies in Pakistan, Pakistani people, they formed Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. And as a frontline state, just see, what did we get? Unfortunately, Pakistan is termed as fighting US and West war. But today it suffers both ways. Own people term it that we are fighting for somebody else, while US and the West, they term us that we are playing a double game. What did we get as a result of becoming a frontline state after 9/11? This is what we get. Here is a question about the double game. If we were siding with the Afghan Talibans, why would Pakistani Taliban fight with us? Simple. It is that we are trying to prevent them to use our soil. That is why Afghan Taliban feel so, and that is why Pakistani Taliban fight with us. But how did we respond? I'll carry you through. This is FATA, 7 agencies. And let me tell you just a glimpse of border geography. World sees borders like this. How our borders are. 2,611 kilometers. And if you just look at the height profile of this border, the highest point is more than 24,000 feet. This is KPK. And this is the height profile in Balochistan, where it takes you to point zero at the sea. So this is how the borders are. And if you fly over the border, this is how craggy, treacherous terrain is there on ground which is used, misused, and abused by the terrorists. But we get the blame. This is the diverse landscape. So much of population where people come and hide. These are the jungles of Fata, mountains, riverines, cuttings. This is how it could be in winters. It is hard to sustain forces there. Easement rights. Ladies and gentlemen, you might not be familiar with it, but when the Durand line was drawn, so people were being divided. So they rose against this Durand line. At that time, the British introduced easement rights. And anyone and everyone is permitted to travel across on a normal permit. So it is so easy to go or to come to Pakistan or to Afghanistan. So people forget this. Then the constitutional status, semi-autonomous. Then there are divided villages. Your one bedroom is in Pakistan, another bedroom is in Afghanistan. This is how we are located. Nobody knows where is the boundary. This is how our barriers, that is how we live with Afghanistan. With this, there are 3.3 million, about 3 million refugees. This is how we have kept them. So they have become today the conduit, some of them, to host the terrorists. Look at the routes that we have with Afghanistan. Simply in KP, there are 128 routes from where people come and go. but one formal route. And there are people in Balochistan, more than 200 routes. In Balochistan, Chaman alone, more than 30,000 people cross every day. And there's hardly any border control mechanism. Chaman, Torkham, we tried to put the biometric at Chaman, that was broken by our Afghan brothers. We tried to fence at Anguradda, that was also resented. This is how on ground we are living. So ladies and gentlemen, it is unfortunately, it's very easy to put a blame on Pakistan without understanding the ground reality, the border geography, the easement rights. So this carries you through. But how have we fought? This I am referring to after 9/11. This is how the red areas, they were controlled by the terrorists and by Talibans. So I cannot see the slide, but you can see it for yourself. Yes. That this was the situation in 2014. The previous slide shows that yellow areas were contested areas and red areas were under the control of the militants. But then in 2014, this is what was the situation. And (2013) and 14 was very, drastic year. We had a lot of casualties, and then thereafter we went into Operation Zarb-e-Azb.
Can you move a little faster, please?
Okay. And that's where we conducted our operations. That is what is the situation today. Terrorist sanctuaries and hideouts completely dismantled. This is the profile of terrorist incidents now. A lot of good work has happened. And now we are into Operation Raddul Fasad. Now let me take you to Karachi. This is how we look at, this is how Karachi is. And terrorism average incident, 7 per month. Average killing per day, 3 to 4. Average cases per day, 1. Extortion, 4 cases every day. And it was declared at 6th most dangerous country of the world, dangerous city of the world. And what do we have today with all those operations? That from 6th it has taken to 40th. So it is that much improvement. And that is how it expresses the satisfaction of the people. That how many people feel okay with these operations. Let me take you to Balochistan. Ladies and gentlemen, you might not be aware that Balochistan holds the landmass of 44% of Pakistan. Complete Pakistan almost on one side and Balochistan on the other. So this is what is the landmass that you have there. This is how it looks like. We had an internal security situation. The canvas was full of issues. We did not know what to do. It was like an octopus with all the legs. And finally, you would know that this was the 5th insurgency going on. The main issue was that the people of Balochistan, they did not want to stay with you. They were actually suffering of sub-nationalism. There was lack of integration. So when this was understood, the sub-nationalism was taken as a main cause, and this was the strategy which was formulated. The root cause, sub-nationalism, the main effort went there of what? Absolutely non-kinetic operations, and that was nationalism. Selected military action was done, and it is hoped that the root cause will be eroded, and there would be people who would themselves say that we need not fight with the state. This was a strategy which was formulated in Balochistan, all about love, and that was the result. We had a lot of fun, but it was all about people. This is how Balochistan is today, where the flags of Pakistan were burnt. Now this is how Pakistani flag is carried. There are about 200 children under this flag that you see. We were into development works. We were into education, hospitals, mining. People are now throwing down their arms. And now they can make the largest flag in the country and roam around in the markets. Talking of Balochistan alone, there is a potential to come up with 8 border markets with Afghanistan and Iran. Balochistan has maximum fisheries. Balochistan has maximum livestock, so much of land mass. Balochistan has maximum fruits. Balochistan has tremendous agriculture and its potential. Balochistan has maximum wind energy, solar energy, coal energy, and there could be 4 international cities like Dubai. On the coast, Jivani, Gwadar, Pasni, Ormara, and 5th one is already Karachi. So we can come up with those smart cities. That is our potential. We have trillions of dollars, mineral riches, and we have a great future. By becoming a massive trade corridor. If we can become a massive trade corridor, who can stop us from becoming a trade hub? If we are a trade hub, that means we are economic hub. What to talk of Gwadar? We can declare whole of the province of Balochistan as industrial province. Why China should manufacture in Western China and travel all the way? Why can't we co-produce, co-develop using our people and send it from there? That is how we can become Asia's or South Asia's industrial hub. So that is the future which Pakistan holds. Strategic partnership with China, Central Asian republics, and subsequently with Russia. You become a gateway for this world. You take them to the world and bring them the world. Indian Ocean on its tides will have everyone coming and going. That is the role, that is the character, that is the opportunity, that is the potential. That is how Pakistan can serve the world. And we can do that better. Now, I would like that you should stand on my side and help me, support me to gain some more time because I want to show you a beautiful movie.
I can't tell you your fortune, but I can tell you where fortunes can be made. I have $1 trillion worth of minerals buried right under my soil, and coal reserves that can keep burning for 500 years. Even my salt mines are worth gold because they are second largest in the world. I have all the right connections with the world's deepest seaport, connecting to one of the world's highest roads and leading to one of the world's oldest trading routes. You can always bank on me because my banking industry turned over 36% in profit, and my stock market was number 3 in the world. I am also the world's breadbasket, the 4th largest producer of rice, mangoes, and cotton, and the 5th largest producer of milk, sugarcane, and dates. From precision instruments that read your heart, to fabric that adorns the sleekest fashion shops. From a tiny matchstick to a roaring jet fighter. And maybe even the t-shirt you're wearing. I am everywhere. People think I'm getting old. But the truth is, I've never felt younger. My arteries are spreading and pumping with fresh blood. I'm flying higher and farther than I ever have. I'm running faster than ever. I'm filled with new energy. The passion to learn, the desire to discover, and to remain as young as ever. I am not history, I am the future. I am the home of great people who changed the course of history, and also those who define the future. Be it theoretical physics, the Higgs, or neurosurgery, the Academy Award, or the Nobel Prize, this is the home of winners. Airwomen, sportsmen, and the statesmen, all walking out of the doors of over 160,000 schools. Schools that are teeming with dreamers, thinkers, and doers. You could try guessing who I am, but you'd be wrong. I am Pakistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you very much.